如果你是一个热爱书籍的人，那你一定会喜欢这个小镇。黑昂外坐落在英格兰与威尔士交界，北临 Brecon 群山，南靠渭河河畔，是一座既被群山环绕，又被时间包裹的小镇。
刚才下了一阵小雨，随处可见都是书店，
到处都是书店。这上面每本书都是2磅，你只要把钱丢在应该是这个箱子里面就可以了 ，cash box。
或者这儿有一个 scan here to pay。
哦，它现在也支持非现金了啊，因为这里收集来的书，这个卖书卖的钱，这些都是用于小镇的建设的。All proceeds go to the upkeep of Hay Castle 啊，是用来修缮这个 Hay Castle 的。诚信书店。
哦，都是就随处可见。
这个是什么 ？Cinema Bookshop。它有电影院吗？楠楠说。冷战时期的东西。
这个有点吓人。
相当吓人。
这好吓人。
你看，走到现在，我们是唯二的亚洲人。对吧
？Yes。
他的故事从一本旧书开始。1961年，一位叫做 Richard Booth 的人，在这座几乎快被遗忘的小镇里，开出了第一家专卖二手书的书店。后来 ，Richard 干脆自封为书镇国王，还真的举行了一场加冕仪式。
He took part in a pre-UDI photo call amongst members of his new cabinet, who include the Prime Minister, the Minister of Defence, a minister without portfolio but with Black Homburg, and Hayes' First Lady, local resident April Ashley, the newly appointed Duchess of Offers Dyke, who says, if she can change, so can Hay.
Hold on then, here we go.
这听起来有点像闹剧，但也正是从那之后，书店开始一间接一间的出现。镇上的老房子一层一层地塞进了书架，开启了一场缓慢又顽固的扩张。到了80年代，黑昂外成为了世界上第一个书镇。它进村的地方就是会有一个世界第一个书镇的一个牌子。它这个书镇，它是每年的5月底，有差不多10天到11天左右的时间，会有一个叫 Hay Festival 的活动。然后会有一些畅销书的作家呀 ，BBC 的人物啊，包括之前美国总统也来过2次。Is there a lot of tourists recently?
Yeah, we do get quite a lot of tourists here, especially over the festival, which was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's quite a touristy town. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see that on the website, but she hasn't come yet. So yeah. That's by the end of May, right?
Yeah.
Was 10 days.
Yeah, it's 10 days long, and so that's the main festival. There's another one that happens like down by the bridge. That's like a music and philosophy festival. That's the first weekend of the other festival.
Okay.
So there's like 2 festivals all at once. It's chaos.
我们现在去那个Hay Festival 在的地方，但是现在它已经结束了。应该就是一块大草坪。
对，我们既不是作家，也不太读书，但我们还是装模作样的来到了这里。节日刚过去2个礼拜，人群已经散去，这里只剩下一些没有被拆除的帐篷，被几道围栏圈着。
这里应该就是那个Hay Festival 的举办地了。
现在已经被拆掉了，
现在结束了，所以就被拆掉。
1年1度，他们还在那边烧什么呢？放火烧山，牢底坐穿。我们站在外面往里看了看，尝试去想象2周前的热闹景象。
现在是被拦起来啦。
我们走吧。咩。它这个小镇，它就是有一个概念，就每家家户户都可以成为一个书店，对吧？我们偶然拐进了一个街角，在这间更像是私人客厅的书店里，翻到了这本钓鱼日记。
哎，这个有意思。
他记录了就是他每天的这个什么
钓鱼的时候的一些所见所闻看到的东西。
买下之后，随口问了老板一句 ：“Do you like fishing？”
No, I'm just a simple book.
I see there are lots of books about fishing.
It's just the way it turned out. Quite a long story, but.
出乎意料的，这位看起来不太爱说话的书店老板打开了话匣子。David 今年71岁，布里斯托人，几十年前来这里运营着这家书店。
I first opened here. My first shop was down the road.
Down the road, okay.
In 1990.
Wow.
1990.
First bookshop.
Oh, that was
That's too long.
35 years ago.
Yes.
Oh my god. 在提起小镇的时候，他说
It's paradise.
他坚持说这是黑安卫最好的书店。
So this is actually the best bookshop in Hay. Because I do things better than all the rest of them. I'm not trying to make a fortune.
Yeah.
I don't need to sell books now. I'm that old. We both get pensions now.
直到走出这家书店，我们才发现墙角上书店的名字 Alcas Books， 非常贴合 David 的形象，固执，不随波逐流，理想主义。
Keep going. Stick at it. If you're better at what you do than everybody else, they can't say no.
而这恰好是整个书镇的缩影。Richard 在宣布自己成为救赎国王的时候，认真的宣讲。
And after much study have come to the conclusion that there is not one single sensible one among them.
他们以一种看似诙谐儿戏的方式进行抗争，彰显着自己的态度。
I think there are hundreds of reasons why the British Isles needs a Liechtenstein. I think there are hundreds of reasons why a small town can't regard its only hope as to hold out a begging bowl to central government bureaucracy, give us a grant, give us a factory. I've lived in Hay 15 years and I've seen the closing of the railway, 30 or 40 shops going, the town getting poorer and poorer. I think that there's a real chance of making prosperity.
As long as I can make a contribution to the town, I will.
与此同时，这座小镇又以极大的友善在向我们展开怀抱。
Morning. Hi. Hello. Hi.
Morning.
Morning.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.